Okay, this is a ballot initiative petition in a voter drive.
That in your hand.
Signature.
If the homeless guy came up here and told me I had the same thing, and he's doing this, it doesn't make a difference, okay? You just told me you're a protected person, but you don't have any paperwork that actually says that you are that protected person.
Sir, if you wanted to find the ordinance that says I have to have paperwork,
you're working for this, right? But
I work for the election.
Okay.
Of all the voters.
ID from the elections.
I'm a U.S. citizen. That's my identification.
Oh, you're a volunteer then. So you're not working for them. You're volunteering, right?
No, because some of the petitions are volunteer and some of them are paid. Some of them are volunteer, some are paid.
You get paid for this, sir.
When you say this, some of the petitions are, I'm an independent contractor, and some of them are volunteer. So that's, yes, some of them are volunteer.
You get paid for this, sir.
No, they're not paying us for the Gene Kwan recall. There's no pay for the Gene Kwan recall, and that is officially on the record. And there's no pay for the citizens' petition to fund education.
Is there any pay for any of these you do?
Yes, the other two have pay.
Which one?
This city council term limits and the rainy day fund, which is to protect your jobs. The rainy day fund is so that the city saves money when we have a surplus, when we have a deficit. They don't have, we had $500 million just a few years ago.
Right.
And they didn't save a penny.
Your ID on you, sir, just so I can document.
Sure.
Twice already. I have had to protect my right to petition because Trader Joe's may act like they have a policy that says we cannot be here coming from corporate, but that corporate policy is not in line with the Constitution itself. Here we are with the Gene Kwan recall petition. Trader Joe's, 11/26/11, and working to protect free speech rights under the Pruneyard Act.
Do you have a local address?
Yeah, it's 1941 Jackson Street, Oakland, California, 94612.
94602?
12.
Your phone number, sir?
510-485-3032. And see, even in their sign, they tell you that they don't permit solicitation, okay? They're trying to tell people to ignore us, but in their own sign, they're actually hinting that they know that we have the right to be here, because otherwise, why would they make a sign? Okay, why would they make a sign in the first place?
So at this point, you called us, let us do the communicating now. There's no point for you guys. Obviously, it didn't work between you guys communicating prior to our arrival, so let's not try now. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. I mean, we should have the right to petition in America for redress of grievances under the First Amendment. That's why it says the exemption to the trespassing code for private property, particularly because of the Pruneyard Act, where petitioners sued Walmart and won a $50,000 suit. And it's only a matter of time before I take Trader Joe's for harassment and for taking my time. This interaction right here costs me the wages I make in an hour or half an hour of work. So it's only a matter of time before I sue you guys for 3 or 4 calls this month.
Okay?
Thank you. And actually, I know for a fact that the Watch Commander will know this because I've had to deal with this situation many times in the past. They know the trespassing.
When was the last time we came out here in regards to this?
It was less than a month ago, and it was under this manager right here.
Hi. Hello, sir. For trespassing, if you wanted to go that far, would you be willing to sign a criminal complaint?
Yeah, I believe so.
It's not you, though, isn't it? Oh, sorry to interrupt.
It is.
It wouldn't be the manager of the whole mall?
It would be the manager.
The manager, not the property manager?
Manager.
Of the store, okay.
Manager of the store. Was that yes or no? I'm sorry, sir.
I just wanted to leave.
Well, I know, but okay, this is where I come from.
Yes.
As a police officer, I'm not going to say, Nicholas, you got to leave and have nothing to back it up with, as in, you don't leave, you're going to be arrested for trespassing.
Yes.
So I need to know that you wanted to sign a written order saying that you wanted this gentleman and this gentleman arrested for trespassing if it were to go that way. Because I can't sit there and take action with this gentleman unless you're going to help me enforce the law that you're asking me to enforce.
Yes, no,
I can't just threaten this gentleman with trespassing. Hey, Nicholas, I'm going to arrest you for trespassing. I'm going to arrest you. I'm going to arrest you. Then all of a sudden, him and I end up getting in an argument, or let's say he doesn't want to go. I end up putting my hands on him or something. Now I'm putting my hands on this gentleman, and you don't want him arrested.
That's why we have the meeting with the.
I mean, as it stands right now, he's talking to me civilly, you're talking to me civilly, but I need to know before that you wanted him arrested.
Well,
and I'll have you sign it. I'll have you sign that if it goes that route.
Okay.
All right. Now, the watch commander does know the exemption to the trespassing code for private property.
The watch commander. What's the watch commander you're referring to?
I have not met the individual.
The problem
myself.
is you're dealing with a business that's 24 hours a day. We go through 3 different watch commanders a day. Actually 6.
They would all know it.
6. Well, some might be a little more versed to what you're talking about than others. If
I was here. Officer Jew. He's an Asian fellow. You might know him. He's the one who was here last year. He understands the Pruneyard Act because of many
times. He's not here right now either.
Okay. Well, he doesn't. I mean, I know this because I did call them out and protect my rights.
Yeah.
Because their corporate policies are not the state law, and they're trying to trick you.
When was that
and they're trying to persuade you. And
when
there is
that incident?
It was less than a month ago.
Read this thing that's from the ACLU?
Yeah, it actually says I have the right to petition on private property.
If you have the consent of the owner. It says right here, may I petition on private property.
ACLU has backed petitioners' lawsuits in the past.
This is the property manager, Sarah Erickson, has been doing a lot of research because not just the petitioners, but I have a lot of solicitors as well that like to camp out here. And,
no, those are nonprofits, and they have the right as well under the Pruneyard Act.
Not on private property.
Yes, they do. All nonprofits do, whether they're fundraising for a church or fundraising for kids.
Just to be the devil's advocate on what you're saying, you're residents. So what you're saying is, if I wanted to petition, I could come onto your residence and petition for your cause in your front yard.
If I lived in an apartment building or a front...
No.
Yeah, if it's a front yard...
If you have a house that has a front yard, from what you're saying I could come onto your property.
Because what I'm saying is it's only when there's a shared parking lot with multiple stores, like 2 stores here, where people are making an egress through it.
In writing where it says it has to be 2 stores?
That's the Pruneyard Act.
Do you have that in
And actually...
What I would recommend, if you're going to have to regurgitate the Pruneyard Act to try and prove your case and stand behind this thing called... this Pruneyard Act, I would recommend carrying the details of the Pruneyard Act to educate people like myself who doesn't know anything about it.
But at the end of the day, if you just look at the trespassing law exemption, it says those protected under the California Constitution. Take a guess what that means. It means the right to petition the government for grievances, the right to ballot initiatives.
See, now, the Pruneyard Act that you're talking about is going to get a lot more specific than what you're stating here. You see what I'm saying? It's not going to say those protected under the Constitution. The Pruneyard Act is going to actually lay it all out and tell you exactly how...
It specifically says private property...
What I'm recommending for you is to carry that. Because wouldn't that be great material to give this gentleman and I right now? You're referring to something, but you're not carrying it with you.
Sure. I mean, but that's like, do I always have to carry an entire law book of all the cases on me?
Personally, if I wanted to stand on somebody else's private property and press the issue, I would carry that piece of paperwork that gave me that right.
Well, it's not the paperwork that gives me the right, it's the Constitution that you guys signed a note to follow, and so that's why your watch commander, the officers, all the peace officers...
I didn't sign anything.
You swore an oath to the Constitution for your job?
Correct, but not when it comes... That's what you're trying to prove to me, that you're exempt from penal code violations for being on private property. That's
only
what you're trying to prove to me.
Only when petitioning. If I was selling candy bars, it's a different story. I'm doing a voter registration drive.
That's the part that I would love in writing.
I know.
Right? Just like this gentleman is coming out here showing me paperwork to try and defend his cause and why he is right that you can't be here. What I'm asking from you is I'd love some paperwork from you showing me the same.
Okay.
To cite why you're exempt from trespassing. You're stating a whole bunch of stuff, Nicholas, but you're not presenting me with any information to back it up.
That's because usually with these matters, because I've been doing this for several years, folks just call the watch commander, they check the exemption, 602C2.
That's why I have my sergeant come in right
folks
now.
Know about the trespassing code. If I was arrested for trespassing, it would be a gross violation of my free speech rights. I could take you guys to court and win, because there's so many cases, there's at least 6 cases in the last few decades where petitioners win when they're falsely arrested and they have the right to do voter registration drives and petition. If I was selling candy bars, I would be considered a solicitor.
What you're saying sounds great, but I would love some paperwork to back it up.
Yeah.
I really would.
Well, I
haven't taken any action.
I don't mind carrying paperwork. I do from time to time, but honestly, I don't usually, because it doesn't end up being an issue. Because once we squashed this, okay, earlier in the month, this is the third time. Once it was squashed the first time, I should have been at that a little bit more comfortable to think I shouldn't have to deal with the same manager calling the same argument to try to have me arrested.
You got to also understand that
you're the same fellow that called us, huh?
No. But this gentleman and this business is going to do their homework to try and get you out of here, and that sounds like what they're doing. So you're feeling like you're getting more comfortable, but they're doing their homework to try and get you out of here. But carrying the Prune Yard Act would be a very good thing to carry.
Okay.
I mean, if you're saying in there it states that you're exempt, I'm sure this gentleman would love to see a copy of it, so would I.
Okay.
All right.
This is a property manager's no solicitation policy. You don't go get another order.
Yeah, solicitation, the legal definition is someone who's a prostitute. Do you look that up? I'm not a prostitute. So to say I'm arrested for solicitation would say I was prostituting, which I'm not. This is not, Yeah, and I'm not asking for any money from folks.
No, but you're getting paid, you said.
But that's different. That's different. It's just like if I was a vet on Social Security, and I was doing a service to say, hey, help your homeless vets, the government pays me Social Security money. Does that make me a solicitor? No. It's not because soliciting is trading a transaction, a service, or a fee for a fee. I'm not doing a service for a fee from folks. It's either prostitution or trading a service or product for a fee. And because I'm not asking folks for money, I'm not technically a solicitor.
Now, his paperwork is referencing to the Prune Yard Act.
I know, because their policy is to try to twist these laws to confuse you guys and trick you. Well, and you know what? I don't mind. If he wants to take me to jail for one night, I've done this before, okay? If he wants to do that, that's fine. Miguel, I'll be the guy going down if they want to, and I'll take him to court, and I will win $100,000, and they will not pass go.
It sounds like that would be a great idea if that's what you'd want to do.
It'd be a heck of a lot easier than petitioning. And I'll go peacefully for you guys. I'm not a violent guy. I've never been a criminal. Okay? I register voters. I talk about politics, and that's my job. And that's what I do passionately, and that's why I stick up for my right. And I don't run away, because they use these tricks to kick most petitioners out, and that puts a hindrance on the election results. People do not have options at the ballot that they want to see.
My company's policy on solicitation says no.
Do you know, I think he's right.
It's Section 602-C2 of the Trespassing Code that exempts those protected under the California Constitution. And who else but those petitioning the government
That's
agrees?
what they say. That's why I say, just get a picture of the whole thing.
And that's the problem I have is that you're not saying exactly how you get from that point to what you're protected at.
Well, I think when you say
several
that
case
you
laws.
can't own, because this is like really access to the public.
Just saying that, this case law that proves it doesn't really say anything.
Say what?
Just mentioning that there's case law that proves it doesn't really...
Well, that's how it is. I mean, on the street, you enforce the law as what you understand it to be. But in reality, you are the law until he gets the ACLU to do something about this. I would just get them to do it. You'll get somebody to go in and get an injunction right away, and you'll be back there. It's wrong.
I'll call them. I've had issues. The ACLU is not set up for me before.
I have to tell you, I didn't sign the recall thing because I was like, because I didn't really like what the mayor did with the chief of police. I was pretty unhappy about that. That's the whole reason she's getting the recall.
Well,
but I'm telling you, for them to send out 3 officers, given all the bullshit that goes on here. I mean, I live up the hill, and when we had like a burglary, nobody came.
Yeah, I got robbed. You guys didn't even come.
My
the whole day. I waited all day.
Up with a gun saying.
Not even a fingerprint.
The guy next door, I had to go, and he got pissed.
I know,
it wasn't you. I live on the other side of the hill, and in this.
We're prioritizing their funding.
3 officers, this. I mean, this is God, his people, right? We don't have enough officers to do this, to do that, to well, anyways.
Yes.
I'm just saying, it looks bad. It's not good public relations for the police office or for the mayor, especially the mayor. I mean, just get it on TV. You'll be fine.
Right on.
But I'd leave. I wouldn't get arrested unless you're really eager.
Well, the last time a petitioner got arrested when he had the right, they won $50,000. So it'd be a heck of a lot easier than petitioning. I need some Christmas money, so.
Okay. Good luck.
Yeah. Take care. Good job, Miguel, holding it down. Don't let anybody stand in your way. That's right.